May 2nd, 2016. The yearly release cycle of Call of Duty was in full swing, and the reveal trailer was set to go live that morning. What followed was a devastating realization that Call of Duty has lost its way.
Affirmative. Let's get in there.
The reveal trailer for Infinite Warfare was released and quickly became the largest disliked video game trailer in internet history. Coming off the heels of Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, and Black Ops 3, the Call of Duty community was tired of jetpacks and futuristic warfare and just wanted a return to the good old boots on the ground modern shooter, which we wouldn't get for another 3 years, and even then, people still somehow hated the game shortly after launch, even though they played it faithfully every day. On top of that, 4 days later in 2016, EA released the reveal trailer for Battlefield 1, which took the internet by storm in a stark contrast to the reception of Infinite Warfare. At this point, the Call of Duty cycle has become a meme. Game trailers and betas make people happy, the game releases and outsells the previous year's version, and then about 3 months after launch, everybody seems to hate the game online, a new trailer releases for the next game, and we're back to square one. It happens every single year, and with Modern Warfare 3 coming up this year, it's got me thinking, was the internet too hard on Infinite Warfare? I booted up the game recently, and holy fuck, the campaign slaps. A Hollywood sci-fi story, actual likable characters on your crew, visually stunning set pieces, and a star-studded crew including Jon Snow, the dad from Smart Guy, and Conor McGregor, who beats the shit out of you at the very start of the game. I finally know what that mascot was feeling. Maybe I'm just getting excited for Starfield, but I was actually blown away at how good the campaign was, even compared to the likes of Modern Warfare 2019. You have a central hub on a ship called the Retribution. It's a ship where you can choose and set up custom loadouts, select side missions that unlock cosmetic and customization items for your character and weapon. I actually really fuck with what they did here. Definitely did not give it enough of a chance at launch. I played the multiplayer, which I was just so burned out on COD at the time. They hadn't dropped a good multiplayer game in many years, and I was just tired. But man, that campaign was a work of art. From the interior ship models to the amount of detail just in the Retribution itself. As someone managing a single-player project, I found myself just looking around at what they managed to create, and I was nerding out a lot. I love just walking around looking at the AI doing their meaningfully meaningless jobs, like this guy pretending to use his Milwaukee to drill whatever this is, or this guy randomly welding a wall. Now, I know this sounds like jokes, but I absolutely love when games do this kind of stuff. Even if what the AI are doing doesn't really make sense, it just adds to the atmosphere in the backgrounds as you're walking by in so many ways. I'm playing this game, I'm seeing these big name actors, the details and design of the ships, and I'm thinking about Squadron 42, the single player campaign to Star Citizen that seems to be the most elusive game release in my lifetime. Landing on different planets, infiltrating ships, and stealthily taking guys out, planting shock bombs and vents to take out generals that are having a meeting. The game did a lot to break up the common linearity of Call of Duty, allowing you to feel like you were actually managing an ongoing war. And I think about Modern Warfare 2019 and 2 for that matter, this would have made those campaigns so much better. Imagine choosing a bunch of smaller operations that you run with different crewmates that can flesh out a story even deeper and actually make you work towards unlocking things. I wish that the dev teams working at Activision could take more time to really dive into these kind of mechanics and build out truly engaging single-player narratives. The story puts you in the boots of Captain Reyes of the UNSA, a Tier 1 Spec Ops pilot who is now managing the war against the SDF, a rival faction looking to strip the UNSA and Earth of their resources and territory. So in this story, Earth has burned through all of their natural resources due to population growth and are now mining and stripping other planets of their resources. It's a story tied up in political intrigue, espionage, and crazy combat sequences among different planets and environments. This game features a lot of aerial combat in your ship, the Jackal, that you can actually customize with different paints and weapon upgrades. Coming from boots on the ground, jumping into the Jackal is actually pretty sweet and a lot less limiting than I was initially expecting. You have full 360-degree flying, multiple weapons, missile lock-ons, and it actually feels refreshing to see this in a Call of Duty title, even though it released 7 years ago. The big controversy that really put a wedge between players and Activision at the time was the fact that the only way to play the upcoming Modern Warfare Remastered was to pre-order the Legacy Edition of Infinite Warfare. A lot of players were already tired of the futuristic setting and the fact that all we wanted at the time was boots on the ground and it was being locked behind another game's paywall. It was a very weird decision that essentially killed any hope for a standalone remaster of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, which pissed off fans even more. In retrospect, I think the player base condemned the game from the start, but when you jumped into the multiplayer, which arguably is the reason the majority of players pick up Call of Duty, they released a system similar to Black Ops 3 called combat rigs, which worked like classes that suited different playstyles. There was also a crafting system in the game where players could earn salvage points in matches to unlock what they call prototype weapons, which were essentially variants of the already existing weapons. I'd actually like to revisit the multiplayer, but due to Activision's incompetence, it's actually dangerous to play any of their titles online right now due to hackers being able to access sensitive data, just kill lobbies, grab your IP. It's an absolute mess right now. Maybe one day when they get their shit together. I think Infinite Warfare dropped at a time where gamers weren't really receptive to futuristic shooters, and it's kind of unfortunate because if this game were releasing this year and if Starfield didn't exist or wasn't coming out until maybe a year later, I feel like it could actually have a place in today's gaming world. I know it's easy to clown on Call of Duty and it's easy to say that they're just cookie cutter copy and paste jobs every year, but after playing Infinite Warfare and really diving into the world and the game itself, this one feels familiar, but I can tell that so much work went into the game and there was definitely room for criticism with some of the actions from the publisher, but I do feel like it got undeserved hate from the fan base at launch, and that's just unfortunate. If you own Infinite Warfare and you haven't played the game, I actually suggest you give it a try and see what you think nowadays. If you did play the game, let me know your thoughts down below, leave a like on the video, and check out some of my other content here on this channel. My name is Big Fry, and I'll see you on the next one.